What's up, and welcome back to Nap Time Builder. It's been a couple days. Last video we finished lowering the front of the truck, showed overall view of the truck. If I'm being honest, I kind of wished I hadn't went with 3-inch springs drop in the front. I kind of wish I'd have just hung around with 2, you know, or just cut mine. It's whatever. She's pretty low up front. This video I'm gonna try to align that, and I'm in there. Whatever. On the rear, it's not really as low as I expected to be 4 inches drop total. So I really need to see what's up with that. I don't have anything hitting on anything, it don't seem like. So I need to look into that. And also I'm doing an oil change that I've meant to do in like the last 2 videos. But let's see what we can get done. Alright, so here she is, turned around. Oh, and if you see me looking around cluelessly, like I'm looking for, it's because I am. See this right here? Old tripod. I had a brand new one. And I was really liking that thing, and I'd only had it for a couple weeks. Maybe 3 weeks. And I'm pretty sure that I accidentally threw that thing away with some boxes a couple days ago. And I'm pretty mad at myself about it. I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure it's what happened. But to adjust the camber, okay, to adjust the camber on this, on rough too, is let me zoom on in. That bolt that big old bolt right there, and that right there. We can loosen them up and move that whole bar, this whole bar there. Basically the whole upper control arm. We'll loosen them 2 bolts up and nudge that out to straighten that, you know, to straighten that wheel up. And we'll do the same over here, but obviously the opposite way. I don't know, see how close we can get it. I ain't no professional, obviously, and I don't really feel like going and paying professional money to have it done, so we're gonna see how close we can get it ourselves. All right, so right here we're gonna take this old leaf blower and clean this out of spot, and then I'm gonna use my level across the ground there, just see just how unlevel this ground is, because I know it, or this concrete is, because I know it's horrible. And then we'll check across the top of the truck here. Probably the radiator would be more sufficient. Radiator or the yeah, because it's rounded. Everything's rounded over across the bumper. We'll see, and see if those match up. They should, but you know, I did put most of the stuff on, so it might be a little crooked, there ain't no telling. But anyways, we're gonna get them measured, or get them levels, whatever they may be, see how close they are. Then all right, so what we got here, let me get one of my pads for my old man knees. Oh, but say what, see, this concrete is horrible, man. Let me scoot this back here a little closer. Okay, that's about the same. But look how far off that is. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to pick this mug up like, let's see here. Right about in there somewhere. Alright, so we're looking at, I'm gonna take a picture of that also. That way I can compare it to the one from up here. Let's see here. See, that's not as bad. See what I mean? See what I mean? That's not near as bad. That bumper's off. Sure, a little awful. Wait a minute. Huh? Ain't no way. Yeah, that's some bullcrap. We ain't going by that. That bumper got to be crooked. Gots to be. Okay, see. Apparently, my radiator is pretty much dead on. Look at there. That's what I'm talking about. Take a picture of that. I was a dummy, and instead of hitting the picture button up there, my dumb self just shut the recording down. All right, so we figured out that obviously the concrete is absolutely horrible, but also figured out that putting this a little block of wood under that end, pretty much makes that perfect. So I'm gonna put that block of wood under that tire right over there, and see what we can do. We ain't gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be a lot better than it is, and that's really what matters at the end of the day. But I also have this, so I'm gonna see. Obviously she ain't gonna stick to that plastic cap there. What are we even reading? I can't get my camera over there. Let's see here. Seriously? Are you telling me that my camera is so bad off that it makes the face of my wheel level on this crooked concrete? Man, that's rough. That is rough. Look. This side. Same. Alrighty, so I got my little board up under there. All that mess. Look at this. Level across, same spot. I'm talking about, that's pretty dang close. Pretty dang close. It really needs like just a slither. Just a tiny, tiny bit. But that is, come on now. She's on the line. I'm sorry, but even that right there would be acceptable. Anyways, I just wanted to double check. But people that I've seen do this before on second gen Dodge anyways, like I told you, them 2 bolts down there on each side on top of the upper control arm, loosen them up, adjust them out where they need to be, and then tighten them like freaking crazy when you get done. But all the ones I've seen do it took the wheels off. And if I can get to the bolts up here, why am I taking the wheels off? Unless it's just hard with that weight of the wheel to get it to stop where you need it to be. Which I'm not gonna like loosen them up all the way. I'm gonna loosen them up some and then use like a little pry bar to kind of just give it a little slight nudge and all that. So I don't know. If I can do it without taking the wheels off, then I'm all for it. Which I'll still need to check my toe and everything, but we'll try it out anyways. Worst case scenario, take the wheel off. So I'd rather try it the easier way first, right? All right. You can tell. Loosen them up. I did spray them with some PB Blast just to make it a little bit easier. But we're gonna try to make this in here and kind of. Really, this is probably the real reason why the ones I was seeing was taking the wheels off, just to make this easier to move and everything. If I had to guess. You know me, hitting the camera and everything ain't gonna help nothing. Whoa, that's a big old jump. Alright, so like I said, I've got these measured where right at 2 inches, right at 2 inches on the bolts there. I'm gonna tighten them back up. Get this big old contraption down in here. After I tighten them up, I'll measure again and see if they moved or not on me. Alright, now let's measure to see if it moved on me or not. Tape measure. Alright. I did not move, so we're going to put the wheel back on. Alright, so that didn't move, so we're going to throw this wheel back on. I'll back it out, turn the wheels a couple times, you know, forward, reverse for a second, turning the wheels back and forth, making sure the suspension settles back down where it needs to be. Pull it back in, put it on that block, and go from there. See how that looks. If that one's a lot closer, then I'll probably go ahead and move over to the driver's side and get it a lot closer, and then we'll go from there on the fine tuning of it. Alright, well, did my thing, pull it out, turn in, pull back in, hope everything settled down. She's still leaning, like a decent amount. So I'm gonna have to bring that mug out about as much as she'll come and just hope for the best after that, I think. I'm not really sure if the bottom one actually can go in. What's on fire? Somebody burning something? Hopefully it's not my truck. Look like dude up there burning something. Anyways, right here. Oh yeah, you can tell. Look at that. I want to bring her out as much as you can. Alright, so I just adjusted them one more again. Let me zoom in on that a little better. See? That big old gap down there below it, I've moved it a pretty good bit. And now you can actually see a gap behind that back one. There's not as much adjustment in that rear one as there is the front. So, but to be quite honest with you, they're backed out about pretty much as far as they can right now. And I've not backed it out and shook her down or nothing yet, but I mean, she ain't perfect, but she's looking a heck of a lot better than it was. I'm about to back it out and do all that. Let the suspension settle again. All right, so after adjusting that passenger side, pretty much as far as she'll adjust, unless there's some more adjustments that I don't know about. I'll have to do some more research, I guess. But she still ain't straight up and down, alright? Whatever looks straight to you. But she still ain't straight up and down. She still got a little bit of a head of camber to her. That top is in just a little bit further than that bottom is. Sucks. But that's about as far as I can adjust that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the other side out. Get it as close as possible as I can. And then, you know, look at my options from there, I guess. But while I'm doing this other side, I might as well go ahead and let this oil drain out. That way I can do that as, you know, be productive. Loosened up the driver's side. I adjusted it all the way out. Ended up being almost identical to the passenger side measurements. But the thing is, that front is 2 1/4, just like the passenger side. But the back of the passenger side was more like 2. I believe. I'll double check. But I feel like I seen a whole lot more adjustment out of this rear bolt than I did that one over there. So I'm gonna have to see what's up with that. But about to take this oil filter off. We'll put the new one on. Oil's done draining. We'll fill her up, and hopefully we can bag her out and check and see how well this helped. Oh, she tied up under here. Of course, I left my ratchet wrench over there on the other side of the truck, you know. I mean, wow. Just why wouldn't you? I just don't understand why you wouldn't do that. About got me right now. That's just lovely. So over here. See if I can get this. Whatever kind of bug is that gun crawling on me. I don't know if is that blue thing right up in there. I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm about to put the camera down for this. Oh yeah, and I told y'all that I did a crate engine not too long ago in this. Is like 1,100 miles or something. But when I did, I also did this 3-core aluminum radiator with a dual fan setup and shroud. I already had the Optima, but I went with that billet battery holder to match. And I also got my overfill here. It needs cleaned up, obviously. But then I did the overfill in a different jug than factory, and the windshield washer fluid in a different jug than factory, because I'm obviously not running my factory shroud anymore. So those attached to the factory shroud, so kind of had to go a different route if I wanted to do that. And there's my little cheap windshield washer thing over there. She's tiny and down out of the way, so I mean it works just whatever. It actually plugged right in with the factory plug. Anyways, alright, so this video is gonna be a little chopped up. Just a few minutes ago I was trying to adjust the camber and everything on the truck, but today is Sunday, so I needed to leave a little bit early for work so I can come over here to the other property, because tomorrow on Monday morning our guy's supposed to be starting our dirt work, and I need to, I guess we've just been too busy doing other things, but I need to move a few pieces of wood that was in a burn pile that didn't get burned up, and then measure off for my shop. That way he can go ahead and do the dirt work for the shop when he does it for the house too. So, pulling in now. Alright, there it was. Got all the wood that was left over out of that burn pile that didn't burn up completely. Moved it over to my dad's burn pile. We still got to burn it anyways. And luckily, my dad showed up. I didn't ask him to or nothing, but luckily he showed up and he helped me mark off the 40 by 40 spot for the shop. I was in a time crunch, so I was really glad that he did walk over there, because now I'm rushing to work to see if I can make it there on time, but I'm close, so I'll be alright. Alright, and here we are a couple days later, and just so you know, in case you're wondering, dirt work still ain't done yet, so I don't know if the, we was having storms and stuff every day there for a week or so. Maybe it got the dude off his schedule and everything, and we just wasn't at the top of the list. But hopefully he'll get that done soon. That way they can start working on our house. In the meantime, I just took the Dodge down the road and, you know, looked crazy going down there. But I was trying to make sure everything was settled and where it was supposed to be at. Of course, there'd be a plane flying over top of my head right now while I was talking. But I've got the camber set pretty much as close as it's gonna get without buying the camber bolts, or honestly I don't even know if those work on this truck, but I've adjusted as much as I can with factory components, I believe, for the camber anyways. And so this is what she's looking like. You can still see there's just a touch. That top is just a hair in further than the bottom. But it's actually not horrible. I've seen a lot worse. So honestly, I think we're probably just gonna run it for now and see how that goes. But while I was going down the road, I heard a little scraping. I think it might be my dust cover or my dust shield. I might have bumped it or something when I had everything apart. But yeah, that tripod ain't coming up under here. But another thing I actually didn't think about. Let's see if we can. Where's my flashlight? There we go. There is absolutely, look at that. You can barely see daylight below that thing. That is the bump stop. I'm definitely gonna have to get rid of those. But yeah, that's just horrible. Or should I leave those? Or honestly, should I just leave those? Because if it flexes more than that, then it's gonna hit the fender. So would I rather hit the bump stop or hit the fender? Anyways, but camber's pretty much set to where we're gonna leave it at and see how it goes. Still not so sure about that rear. I feel like it's sitting higher than it should. So I'm hoping by the time I post this video that my next project is here, because I got something supposed to be getting delivered, dropped off for me to work on for the church. So I'm really hoping that it's here by the time I post this video. That way I can be started on it. But Thanks for watching Naptime Builder. I really appreciate all 49 subscribers, I believe it is. Y'all keep watching. Thanks.